if you are brand new and trying to create your own watch list and find your own stocks to trade. I know stock scanners can be very overwhelming and intimidating, so we're going to go over two of my favorites. Make sure to check the description box down below for the master link, which holds pretty much everything in regards to free October trading seminar, as well as the community education, and Instagram if you want to follow me on a day-to-day basis. I post more content there. So with that being said, let's dive right in. So for my Thinkorswim scanner, I mainly use this for penny stocks and just to keep track of the volume leaders of the day. Every now and then I will day trade some of those, but a lot of times I'm doing that so I can understand what sectors are hot, so I can look for sector sympathy plays. But if you want to do your own scanner just to see what stocks are the high volume leaders of the day, aka there's probably news on that stock, or maybe it's a pump and dump, you never know. But if you want to see the ones that everyone else is watching, then you just need to have three things. Honestly, this is a very simple scanner, but I've used it for 7 years now and I have never needed to change it. So this is beginner friendly, so this should be perfect. So the three things that you're going to add, you go to the scan tab. You want to go to add filter and then go to stock. So the first one I have up here is last, and this is just going to give me the ability to search for stocks in a certain price range. So for example, stocks that are 10 cents all the way to $5. So if you wanted to bump that up and do $15, you could do that. If you wanted to go higher and only look at stocks over $1, you could do that as well. But this is the main range that I use. And after that, it is volume next. So obviously volume is going to be a big factor if you're looking for the top runners of the day. You have to be paying attention to volume. And so I usually do in pre-market, I'll switch this up. So in pre-market, I'll usually do 20,000 or something like that. But when it comes to outside of pre-market and normal trading hours, I really just narrow it down to 500,000 or more. And then typically lately I've only been paying attention to ones over 1 million in volume. So this will change just based on market conditions, but volume will be here for you to track. And so you can do minimum. I don't ever do a maximum. And the last one on this list is shares. So this will allow you to only look for stocks that have a lower float. And so that's really, really key. If you're playing penny stocks, for example, you don't want to be trading ones that have a very heavy float because it's going to be very hard for them to move. But like I said, market conditions are constantly changing. So this criteria will change for me. But typically I would say a lower to medium float would be underneath 150 million shares. And so I do max on this side with no minimum. The next scanner is completely free, but you will have a ton of ads, is FinViz, and this is one of my favorites. Honestly, I love this scanner. Now I will actually use this sometimes for mid to large caps, just depending again on market conditions and what sectors are trending. However, most of the time scanners for me are only really for the small caps. And so one thing that you can do, let's just say that you were looking for penny stocks that are beaten down and are low float. That's a really common strategy that I feel like a lot of people use, is the oversold low float ones that have potential to short squeeze if they do reverse. And so you want to have the descriptive tab up first. You go over to price, and this allows you to adjust the price that you want to trade. So if you don't want to trade stocks over a certain price, you just do under 5. We're just going to stick with $5. And if you want low float, you come here and click float, and then you can do under 100 million. If you do the free version, it doesn't really give you the option to go higher than that. You can see if you click, you do over and then under. So you are a little bit limited on the free version, where you get more flexibility on Thinkorswim. So you could put the float under 100 million, and then you can go as far as like what sector they're in. So if you specifically want to look at energy stocks or financial stocks, real estate stocks, and then if you want to look for volume, there's average volume, relative, and current. So typically I will play around with these two, but if you just want to do average volume over 500K, that's going to give you some that at least have 500,000 on average volume per day. You can also, let's say you clicked over 500, and then you can come over to the volume tab, click that, and you can now see the ones with the higher amount of volume in this scan that you currently have. Let's also do something like, let's go over to technical. So we're going to look for oversold using RSI. So let's go RSI here. And this will give you plays that are very oversold, because you can choose, let's just do like an oversold 30. And so now if you just want to look at the charts on this scanner, you can click charts. And then this is a really cool way to really quickly scan through and see if there are ones that stand out to you. But when it comes to prepping for the group and prepping for the community, I mostly use FinViz because it does give me so many more capabilities. And I feel like I'm more familiar with this scanner than I am Thinkorswim, just because I've only ever kept it like this on Thinkorswim. This one does, as you can see, have the option to add different fundamentals, study patterns, and options. But for me, personal preference, once I learn something, I kind of stick to it. And FinViz has been my day one scanner. And so really play around with this, take your time. Once you get the feel of all the things it can do, then you should be able to at least create a solid list of 5 to 10 stocks that you could potentially day trade or look at on a week-to-week basis, and then start to feel a little bit more independent with being able to pick your own stocks. As always, I hope this was helpful, guys. If it was, give this video a thumbs up. Share it if you think other people might find it helpful. If you have any questions, you can comment down below, or you can shoot me a DM on Instagram. I try to reply within a few days. Just give me some time because I can be really busy during the trading week. And if you're interested in the trading community or my free October trading seminar, make sure to check the description box down below. All things how to trade options with a small account. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next week.